Alright guys, this is the first live video I have done in, gosh, probably over a year. So, I might be a little rusty at this, I do apologize. Happy Father's Day! Oh, hold on. Here it is. Okay, hey Dixie May. First as usual, good to see you. Pardon me, I'll probably be losing my voice a lot, I'm sure, guys. From Missouri. That's where Kayla White Korzik lives, is down in Missouri. So happy Father's Day to all of you out there. Hey Joseph, how are you doing? So we've got some nice weather for Father's Day. It is not rainy. It is somewhat sunny, slightly overcast. We're actually supposed to get rain tonight. Thank goodness. Hey Josh, how you doing? But man, this is really nice. Hey Glenn, you can see the fields have all been harvested. So that is a good thing. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I really appreciate that. Hey, White Korzik. Did you change your name? Or is that like a different tag? How you doing? Hello from Brazil. Hey, Mark. Flannel Guy DIY. How you doing? Ohio Farmer. Hey, Billy. What am I doing? Well, we've just been doing Father's Day today. Thank you, Josh. Yes. Hey, Baz. Hey, Scott. So I hope you guys have some beautiful weather out there. You're on Jason's iPad. Oh, well, hey, that works. I was just talking to Dixie May. He's out in Missouri right now. I'm like, hey, you should go see Kayla. Actually, I have a funny story for you, Kayla. So I was like this close to thinking about coming down and getting some of your hay this year because it is really bad in Michigan. Hey, David. Switch to the high protein, zero carb tapeworm diet. Yeah, Eric was on the high carb or high protein, low carb diet for a while, and it was working great. But then it just your body just kind of like tanks out with it for a while. So hot in North Carolina, I bet it is. Hi from the UK. Oh no, I clicked something. Sorry. Please go. So how is your hay crop doing, Kayla? Are you guys like selling out? Do you have stuff in storage? How is that working for you? Oh, hey, Raptor Crazy. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Dixie May. See, Dixie, now you're going to have to go see Kayla and see if you can catch a glimpse of that really sweet trailer that they have out there that can move like stacks of hay. I am trying to figure out how to engineer something like that so that, oh, we've got 14,000 in storage. Man, my hay customers would be like so jealous. Okay, so, a little sneak peek on hay season 2021. So, I'm not sure if you guys are aware or not, but we already cut hay, baled it, all of that stuff back. It was actually during my birthday, the end of May. So, hay is done for first cut. 107 in California. Ew, no thank you. Joplin, okay. And you're not done with first cut yet. Yeah, you're telling me that once you finish the first round, you're already moving on to the second round. Sitting north of Fort Wayne and hopes everything is going great tonight. Well, hopefully so. Yeah, so we got our hay done, and this year in Michigan, like a lot of people have been having, we've had like a major drought. Last year we had a major drought. Last year my hayfield came through pretty good, but Cinderella. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be here this morning, but I was not feeling very good. Like my sinuses have just been so bad. They're kicking back in tonight again. I think it's the humidity or the allergies or something. I don't know. Hey, Mr. Ryder. It's midnight. It is like 7:15ish here, I think. I'm not sure. But over winter we had frost all the way up. Actually, we had frost the day I cut. It got down to 30 degrees the day I cut hay that night. It was crazy. The weather jumped all the way up to 90, like beginning of May. So all of the plants around here didn't know what to do, and half my hayfield died off. So that makes it really hard on hay customers that were counting on getting hay, which means there's not enough to go around now. frost. Yeah, frost. So right now I'm a little tense because I just got chewed out by one of my potential hay customers. I think she's only bought a couple bales last year, so she was hoping to buy a lot this year. Hey Matt. Hey Icon, Sean, and Glenn again. Raining, Arkansas. Yeah. So I've got some angry customers that are mad because I don't have quite enough hay. And I really want to just be able to have all the hay that they can handle. But hey, Acres of Clay, you finally finished your first cutting. Well, you guys, what are you guys growing out there? I know you did some. Shoot, what's it called? I thought you did some rye, because I know we were watching that video. Looks like you're gonna get wet a little while. Yeah, we're gonna get some rain tonight too, which should be good. So, yeah, so it's just been really, really rough out here. Actually, I was half debating about going and buying some round bales just so I could unroll them and remake them into squares for some of my customers because it's really hard to find good horse hay out here. Yes, we are live. Hoping to cut second alfalfa in about 10 days. Yeah, yep. So you finish up your first just in time for your seconds. Some ryegrass, but mostly native grass hay. What kind of native grasses are you growing? Because I had thought about planting. Oh, of course, I'm going to forget the name of it now. Because native grasses are really the best grasses for horses because they're a perennial warm season grass, so they're really low in sugar. And I, for the life of me, I can't remember. I know. Shoot, sorry, my brain is like gone. How many acres did we plant this year of hay? Well, we actually only planted 2 extra acres. So I did an emergency TEF field. TEF is a warm season grass. It's an annual. It is also very expensive. Are you covering your microphone with your hand? Oh no, is it really quiet? I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I think before I had a wireless mic before. That's what I used to do live videos with. I totally forgot. Oh my gosh, thank you DIY guy. I don't even know where that is right now. The volume is really low. Oh. Yeah, I think it's partly my my phone case that's doing it. This is as close to Yellowstone season premiere. Yeah, I think my case just kind of covers some of that up. Oh, okay, sorry. I will try to talk louder, which is gonna sound like me screeching. Ah, man, use your Bluetooth with earbuds and you can hear her a little bit better. Man, I try to get stuff lined up and it just doesn't work. Sorry, I don't have a microphone. Maybe I can dig it off this cable quick. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can grab my microphone. Hopefully I don't get flagged with any copyright issues because I'm sure my son is watching YouTube right now. So, hold on a minute. I'm gonna see if I can sneak in and grab my microphone. All right. Woo. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully this will work. All right. Okay. Is that working better? All right, you guys are gonna have to tell me if you can hear that better. Oh, my dog. Guys, chill. Just me. Okay. Yeah, so this was a setup that I used to do when I used to do more live videos. So thank you for letting me know because I probably would have gone to watch this and be like, oh my gosh, my sound is so bad. Watch my phone fall out. Okay. Alrighty. So yes. So are you guys having a happy Father's Day? I hope you are well. And hey, dog, don't chew on that. Not a blue wrench, but I'm not going to block somebody. No. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you a quick tour of the cabin. So let me switch this around here. I was going to have Eric out here so that you guys can ask him questions too. I'm glad you're having a good day. But his son came over, so they're hanging out inside for a little bit, and I think we're going to go to his sister's house for a little bit tonight yet too. But alrighty, so pardon my mess. There's not too many places to put stuff out of the rain out here. Hey David, how you doing? All right, so here's what I've gotten done. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it takes a long time. So the worst one is probably the top board because you gotta get it up there. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that about your son. And my phone is doing some crazy things. All right. Okay. So there we go. So this is the pine board that we bought really cheap. So this is actually cabin grade. It is not house grade, so it's not going to be as nice of quality as what you'd put up in your house. So that means that there's going to be some bowing in some of the boards. And at first I thought I wasn't seaming stuff together very good, but then I put two boards together, like dead nuts together. I'm like, oh man, that's where my issue's coming in. See, like right there, you can see like a little bit of a bow, and I thought it was the boards, but it was the board. Yeah, I think it does. So, we're gonna finish it up. It's gonna have trim running along the top right here. Oh no! Okay, thanks for stopping by, Kayla. So yeah, so the trim, I was thinking originally I was gonna make it, but then it's just been crazy because thanks Abby, thanks Icon. Like every time I turn around, I'd find something else just randomly on Craigslist, or not Craigslist, Facebook, that was for sale that I could use for my cabin. Like the flooring that I don't have down yet, I got that dirt cheap. Trim, there was a guy who passed away and he had a massive lumber business and his family was selling everything dirt cheap. I'm not kidding. And so I picked up like tons of trim. I just spur of the moment, just trying to guess what I might want to put up. And I don't know if my measurements are correct. And unfortunately, some of these I had to cut to fit into my SUV. So they might look a little pieced together on the wall. So I apologize in advance. Yes, it is organized chaos usually. It's a cabin. Yeah, it's gonna look like a cabin. Hopefully a well-built cabin, but it'll look good. It will. I'm feeling good about this. I think the hardest part was just trying to get the angle on those boards up there. You can see I've got a split right there because my boards aren't long enough to go the full length. So those two are going to be squished together, hopefully come out okay. And yeah, so I've got the other ones right there. Need a hole saw. Eric has a small one, but I know they make bigger ones. But at this point, I think I've got all my holes already cut, so it's okay. Yeah, so all of this is gonna get, I don't want to say stained. Everyone keeps saying it's not staining. Well, you're right, it's not staining, but that's just the go-to word. Right here is the linseed oil. And this stuff looks fantastic. I did a demo board with that way back in, I don't know what, February, December, something like that. And it really makes the wood grain pop. And I mean, like, it'll pull all of this stuff out and really make it glow. So it'll give it a really nice, warm, homey appearance. And so because this is going to have just a slightly more reddish tint to it, I didn't want to put, like the pine boards are right here. This is what they look like unstained. Just plain white, which does look pretty nice with that. But I didn't want it to be competing in the looks category because they're two different types of wood. So, I mean, the maple's got this beautiful grain and the knotty pine is knotty pine. Two different,
categories. So I thought by maybe staining the pine, it wouldn't compete so much for attention because I really want the maple to be able to take all the glory of the cabin and just look nice, just look gorgeous. So I ended up doing this, which is a combination of the boiled linseed oil and this stuff right here. I cannot recommend this enough. I got this on Amazon and they make it in all different colors. This is clay. And so in the little wood stain color sample they had online, it looked kind of like a yellowish gray color. And I said, okay, that'll look pretty good. But then when I put it on the pine boards, it came out almost black. So we had to do a little thinning with boiled linseed oil. This is water-based, so you can imagine that that wasn't a whole lot of fun, but it did work. And it gave me this, which kind of looks a little bit more like barnwood. And then obviously some of the pigment took a little bit better in some areas than others, but overall, I think it works pretty good. And then, yeah, this is knotty pine. So cabin grade, you have a lot of crap in the boards. So there are a lot of boards that have massive holes in them. Kind of like that guy right there. That's a big hole like that. And some on the edges. There were some major ones on the edges. So I took my epoxy and I filled them in. And you really can't tell where they are because it kind of blends in pretty good. But there's one right there, and the only way you can tell is because there's got some glare on it. And well, I do a little bit of video on that later. I may or may not include it, I'm not sure. But hold on. Definitely have been learning a lot with this whole project. Probably things I'm gonna forget a year from now. But working with epoxy and filling things. Sorry, there goes my voice again. There's just a lot of cool things you can do. And epoxy is expensive, but something like this where you can experiment with it, then when you come to a larger project, you have a little bit better understanding of what you're trying to do. Oh, yeah, so what color do you think I should do my trim? That's the question. And that's the one that I'm not quite sure on. So I've got trim for, we got trim for the outside of the windows. The inside right here, this is all going to be covered. And I think that's going to be something to kind of maybe match the maple. I'm not sure yet. I probably won't decide that until I get the maple oiled and then I know about what color it's going to look. Oh gosh, there goes my cat. Guess what he's got in his mouth? That's actually going to be dinner for the dogs in just a minute. As soon as I see him, they're gonna, yeah, fun stuff. Then I've got trim for around the door. I've got trim for all of the seams, and then even trim for the ceiling. And hey, check this out. This stuff was so cool. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. Look at this. They make little corner trim. Isn't that the coolest stuff ever? So that's gonna go around things like that and that. And my cat has to announce that he's caught dinner for himself. What'd you find? You just gonna leave it there? Yeah, I see. You caught a nice, tasty, delicious critter. Are you done? This one is like the most vocal cat ever. And he caught himself a nice juicy mouse. Nice field mouse. You're supposed to catch the mice around here, not out in the field. I don't care about those mice. All right. Oh, sorry. My chat disappeared. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. Sorry for missing all your messages, guys. Like the chat like disappeared and it just occurred to me that it wasn't on there anymore. Okay, hold on. Beige. Light sand the glare filler. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too, that I could lightly sand it. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going back through. Red or gray would look good in there. Keep the trim the same color as the walls. Cook some stew for dinner. Yeah, I could try to do the trim the same color as the walls. That's a little bit trickier because it's two different kinds of wood. the trim is pine and this is maple. But let me see, maybe I've got, let me get a little nugget guy here and see what we can do. So here is an example. This is, I think this might be the door trim. Perhaps, but we'll put this up here. So this is what it would kind of look like. I'm just gonna tuck in that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that's about what it would look like, but again, it's gonna be a little bit different. So you think having it the same color as the wood would be better, or coloring it slightly differently? Another option I thought is to maybe make it go a little bit darker, like maybe more of this. Right now I'm doing like, I don't know, a 50-50 mixture between the linseed oil and this wood stain right here, which gives me this color up here. I don't think I have my original board anymore that was pretty much black that I did. So that's 50-50. Oh, my chat disappeared again. Where are you going? How is Sassy? Yeah. Where did Sass ever go? He was in a couple of the other videos. Cook some stew for dinner. Yeah, out of the mouse. Try it on a scrap piece of wood first. Yeah, I probably will. Just to make sure that it takes okay. Make sure it's a good color. Thank you, Jason. I think every year I get a little bit more allergic to hay. So in other news, oh, you missed Sassy? Sassy, like, because the weather's warmer, he doesn't hang out in the barn because it gets really warm in there. I think you should go lighter for the trim because the window trim is exposed to the sun. Darker trim will bleach out. Oh, that's a good tip. I hadn't thought about that. That's always good to know. One other thing on the ceiling is I really didn't want to go dark because I am going to be doing video editing and writing in here, and I want the cabin to be light. But it was hard to find a color that would complement the maple. So that's kind of just how it ended up. What was I going to say? Oh, so in other news, we are looking at trying to get more hay fields. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Hey, David. I am doing pretty well. So we're looking at getting some more property to do hay on. Property is really hard to come by out here, and especially for us, we'd have to drive there. And that gets a little dicey, especially when you're already tight on time. So we actually found 18 acres, which I know is not a lot, but that's more than what we have right now. And it's like right around the corner from us. The only problem is it's completely overgrown with really big bushes and small trees. It was up for sale a couple years ago, and it has been deemed for some reason unperkable or not able to be perked for houses for some reason. So Eric was actually just a few minutes ago flying the drone over, trying to get a better aerial view. We drove by it, but we couldn't really tell, what's going on with the property. Is it full of water? Is it just, I don't know. So if we end up picking that up, I don't know if they'd be willing to do like a free lease for 2 years while we clear out the property, because right now it's listed only farmland. And if anybody wanted to farm it, it's going to require a lot of work to clear that whole land out. I mean, we're talking some major brush. Like when we first moved out here on the property, we had brush to clear. But bushes like that, those are like all over. Sorry, my phone's like freaking out. They were all over the property, and we'd pull up with the little tiny tractor that we had, the Farmall. Yep, we used the Farmall, and we'd pull them straight out. Tell Eric Happy Father's Day, I will. Yeah, Minnesota's probably a little trickier to do farming. I know there are some places that you can't get it at all, like Iowa. Iowa's pretty rough. So we'll see. I mean, if we end up picking that up, that's going to be a huge project, a lot of YouTube videos. It's going to be definitely tough to get stuff edited. I've been really far behind in editing because I've been doing so much with hay stuff. My son just came back from week-long day camp, and I got a lot of stuff done.
I've been working on a channel trailer, which has taken a lot of time, trying to bust out stuff with this, stuff with the horses, and still just feel like I don't have enough time in the day. I'm sure you guys can identify. Oh, there's my kid. Oh, you're barefoot, which is unusual for him. What are you doing? You're out here barefoot? Are you trying to sneak up on me? No? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Let me see your shirt.
Ian.
Whoa!
Ian said, Ian and Dad are watching the video, and Ian said to run out there.
To run? Oh, why is it something that you probably shouldn't be watching?
What?
Is it something you shouldn't be watching?
No, he said to run out there.
Oh, how come you're not running then? Carl wants to know too. Can you say hi, Carl?
What?
Oh yeah, there you go. Let's just climb on my car and scratch it up. That sounds like a great idea. No, Carl, this is not for sitting on. You get down too. Come on. Come on.
Ow.
Yeah, that's true. We have used we've actually used the pellet forks on the tractor to pop out brush and stuff like that. But how has my horse been behaving? They have been doing really good. I've been doing a lot of passive training with them, which really has been working great with my Palomino horse. But it's just trying to get time to get out there and like cinch in the actual work has been tough. Yeah.
You get me that ball over there.
You can't get the ball?
No.
Oh, cause well, it's probably a good idea because there's bees and you're barefoot.
Can you go get the ball for me?
Yes, I can get the ball for you. Great, here we go. You ready? Watch one. Hey, boat owner, how you doing?
Huh? Oh, come on.
Are you seriously now just getting on? Everybody say hi to Eric. People were wishing you happy Father's Day. Yeah, we made hay back the end of May. I would go down and show you my teff field, but I'll probably lose reception. Oh, hey, Eric, look. You see that white thing down there? That's that elderberry tree is finally flowered out. I was telling you there was one behind the house. Elderberry is one of the best kept secrets that everybody should have on their property. Hey, what are you doing? Carl Snarl. Hey, from Byron Center. Yes, we are definitely excited for the rain tonight. We've been excited about all the rain. Actually, I can show you this real quick. This is one of the fields that we cut. Hi, Pupper. What you doing? You guys say hi. Oh my gosh. You're just freaking out. You can't see people, but you know they're there. Yeah, I don't ever worry about robbers on our property because this one would probably rip every piece of them off. You look cute, but you're a feisty little monster, aren't you? How is the new hay trailer working? Well, you will be finding out very shortly. So far, so good. And so it was a very exciting, eventful hay season with everything. So the next coming videos are going to be on fixing the hay baler and the hay cutter, the John Deere hay cutter, and finally figure out, I hope, why it's been snapping sickle bars, guys. Like, it's been fixed, like it's been tweaked. All the fixes I've been doing have been helping it. So that has been helping, but ultimately it came down to one big thing that a lot of you guys told me about. So I definitely appreciate all of your comments and suggestions on what could be the issue on anything that we have wrong out here, because it all gives me things to think about. And when I'm repairing stuff, I think about what you guys are saying, even though it might not seem like that. But definitely a lot of this stuff I couldn't be doing without you guys helping me. So there goes my dog running off randomly. And my chat disappeared again. Where did it go? It's gone. So I'm sorry if you're saying stuff. Oh, there it goes. Boractin. Oh, okay. We don't have any issues with roaches and crickets and stuff, thankfully. Lum, lum, lum. How do we like the TYM? The TYM has been great. Eric wishes it was a hydrostat. And that's kind of something that I'm going to go over in another video later on. Hydrostat versus geared. What the crap? Why does everybody have to use the bathroom right next to me? Sorry, I'm glad you didn't see that. The cat just... I didn't know cats peed backwards. That's something I had not known before, but apparently this one does. Okay, good, good. I'm glad you're done. Yeah, so with a hydrostatic tractor, the nice thing is you can just go. You can go forward, you can go reverse. Eric says they have cruise control, which is helpful if you're doing like you want to tide your hay field. The one thing I've read about hydrostat tractors is that long-term driving in one gear is bad for them, or in a set speed. Like they do best with kind of loader work. So we needed something that was going to be all-inclusive, because that's what we really shoot for out here, is things to be all-inclusive, not just one little niche for something. So it needed to be able to do loader work, and needed to be able to turn on a dime, and needed to be able to lift a stack of 10 50-pound hay bales plus the grapple, and it needed to be able to haul stuff. So I didn't know that, Billy. My hair is looking gray. It's not gray, it's just blonde. And for whatever reason, it's making it look very blonde. So I actually have darkish blonde hair, and it bleaches out in the summertime, but because I've had a hat on most of the time, it hasn't been bleaching out on the top like it normally does. That'd be my son making his fun noises. But yeah, I mean, the TYM, like by the time we were done, Eric was like, this thing is really kicking some good butt. We did have some issues, and we will go over those in the videos coming up. So it's definitely one of those edge of your seat sort of hay seasons. I think every hay season is. So, you know, cue the dramatic music, there wasn't any swearing this time around, which was good. I think I was just kind of like in a good place in my head. I don't remember if Eric was or not, but yeah, overall it was definitely a better hay season than previous seasons. As far as production, it was our worst season yet. Like it was rough, and I'm not going to tell you the numbers yet. You guys will hear that later on. Oh, I was going to show you the field. Okay, so this is actually my horse's second pasture. You can see they're out there in their main pasture. They have a track around their fence. I wonder if I can zoom. Oh, I can zoom in on my phone. Look at that. Kind of, sort of. Oh, thanks, Eric. That was you that said that? My son thinks it's hilarious to make funny sounds. So they're on a track, which means they can't access the center of their pasture. We actually cut the hay before the turkeys went to nest, and the hay wasn't tall enough for them to nest in. How many acres do we farm? We have 87 acres on our property, but pretty much what you can see is we've got woods there, we've got woods back there. So we've got this spot, which a lot of it is now main farm. So the most farmable areas of the property, a lot of it turned into just main farmstead. You know, we've got the barn, we've got pasture, dog pasture as I call it, and then that's a hill back there. And then right here we made another little tiny cow pasture, because it was just like a little tiny triangle piece of something, and Eric thought, hey, it'd make a good cow pasture. And then this is another horse pasture. We actually cut this for hay this year because it was long enough and actually growing decently enough to cut. Now you can see now there's a lot of weeds in it. But a couple years ago, I went through and overseeded some orchard grass into this field. And so that is actually what's growing mainly in this field, is that orchard grass that I did. So there are two varieties of orchard grass that we planted. Now, this is one thing that I'm not going to talk a lot about because I really don't go over the varieties of orchard grass that I grow. Go get some wild turkey. I don't have time to go hunting right now. Oh, wow. Beans are going to get this again and take a big loss. We don't have too many people planting soybeans out here this year. It's crazy. The crops that I've seen a lot of corn, tons of corn, Lots of wheat. I've seen, I don't know if it's rye or barley, something else out there that isn't wheat, but I don't really know my grain crops well enough to know what it is. But usually it's 50-50 soybean, corn, but not this year. It's different. Instead of buying more land, would it be more affordable for us to clear more of our property? That's actually a good question. We kind of went back and forth on that. So for us, our property here isn't just about farming it. We want to be able to farm and homestead it. So that means producing a crop from it, but also producing stuff to feed ourselves. Obviously, we can't eat hay. So for the woods, we have production value with maple syrup. We have production value with deer, rabbits, what else? Turkey. I mean, pretty much anything you can eat out there, except for the bald eagles. You cannot eat the bald eagles. We do have those out there too, kicking around on occasion. It would take a lot of work to clear those mature trees out there. And again, if you have mature trees, you have wood that you can either use or that you can sell. You have firewood. If we clear all that out, then we don't have that firewood anymore. We don't potentially have those trees to be able to build with. So the trees are really an investment in the property. We do have 10 acres that we could potentially clear, and that's deer habitat, but we could clear it in such a way to maybe make effective use of it. The only issue with that area is the ground isn't the best, so there's big patches of wet spots, just patches of sand. It's not as nice as, say, like this ground here, which is mostly clay, and the field in the back, which is mostly clay. So the other land that we're looking at, I don't really want to say that we're looking at buying it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's a good price or not. The last I saw, they had it up for sale for $70,000, and it's 18 acres. Again, it was listed as only farmable land. A farmable land, okay, so let me show you right here. So this right here, see those trees? They're, I don't know, maybe 15 feet tall. That is what the land is filled with right now. All of that. So you would have to clear all of that stuff out before you could farm it. So my thought is, there aren't too many people that are going to want to buy it, clear that out, you know, for farming, and then go through and plant their crops. So they might potentially be open to doing, like, say, a free lease for the first 2 years while we work to get the land ready to farm, and then maybe like a paid lease thereafter. So by leasing the land, you know, you don't have that major investment, and it's kind of a win-win because you keep it intact so that they can sell it. You know, you can sell this a lot easier than you can sell that right there. I don't know. My chat disappeared again. Sorry. All right. Bald eagle. I heard that bald eagle tastes like turkey. In Ohio, you have a lot of soybeans. Yeah, usually. Wild turkey Kentucky bourbon. Oh, yes. Actually, I think we have some wild turkey in the house that somebody got us for our wedding. Corns through the roof. That's probably why they're all putting it in. Okay, so what else was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's just gonna be an exciting series of hay season videos. Oh, so I was thinking, you guys can give me some ideas on this. So I'm getting ready to edit down the footage for fixing the baler, fixing the hay cutter, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that. I think I'm just gonna accumulate it all into one video, or would you guys rather see like pieces of working on that through a couple different videos while mixing in some other stuff? Like maybe I work on the baler and the hay cutter and then do some other stuff too. I don't want to just like throw a video out at you and be like, oh yeah. I don't know. Because I mean, normally when I do repair videos, I just do one video and then that's it. And then funny enough, when I go looking for problem solving solutions online, I find my own videos. So yeah, so like I'm looking up stuff on how to fix the hay cutter and I'm finding my own videos. I'm like, well, okay, well, I guess somebody might get some help off from that. We have 87 acres total, and I think our main hayfield we clocked out as 8 acres, so it's not very large. And then we've got a couple other fields totaling maybe 6 acres. So we've got just under 20 acres total that we are doing hay on out here. Who wants to see a video of the commons rolling coal? Eric, you know, I thought it'd be really cool is if we did a versus video of your truck versus my truck. I think if you want to send me mail, there should be a P.O. box listed in the video description. If it's not in this video description, then click on one of my previous videos and just scroll down through the video description. It might be way down at the bottom, but there's a little P.O. box that you can send mail to. Yep. Square baler needs a little tune-up. Yep. Mix it. Life. You look better live. Look better live. I probably look a little bit more in myself live than in a video. I think when I'm doing videos, I'm in work mode, so I'm just like my brain is over here. Everyone, when I first started doing videos, everyone was always complaining, "You're not looking at the camera." And yeah, that's Eric in the comments. His name is Rule Rise. His name isn't listed as Eric. Oh, thank you, Dan. Yep, that's my P.O. box. Hey, Jeffrey. Might be separate videos. Yeah, I do have a lot of footage of it. It's going to take a lot of editing just to get it knocked down and consolidate it because, you know, when you're working on stuff, you just set the camera down and just start figuring it out until you have an idea and then put it all together. Oh, you never knew we had Ollie. Well, the red vehicle is Eric's son. The little silver Toyota back there has been my car since ages and ages and ages ago. It's the same age as my daughter, 17 years old. And I bought it when it was 2 years old. That thing, like Toyota Matrix, runs like a freaking champ. Like, dude, the most money I've ever put into it was last year when I redid all the brakes, the rotors, some whatever other things they are called. I forget what they're called. I just know what they look like. Tie rods, something like that. Oh, syrup season. Yes, you'd asked me about that before. That's something that, you know, is still in my mind. Like, I really love doing syrup season. Like, there's something cleansing about just sitting there over the maple syrup. Like, you think that it's sugary, it's sweet, that you probably don't want to breathe that steam in. But I'm telling you what, like, when you're in the sugar shack room and you're breathing that steam in, it almost seems like it's purifying your lungs. I don't know, it feels good. You feel good when you get out of it. You don't feel sticky and gross. You just feel like, maybe that's why my head's been hurting the last couple of years, because I haven't had that steam session to clear out my sinuses. You know, proactive thinking here. Sorry, disappeared again. As far behind, yeah. Well, I try to keep it fairly simple, but yeah, I don't know if I'm way behind on the comments. Like, way behind on the video chat comments, or way behind on like the channel comments. Hey, Alan. So I'm hoping we have to get a sugar shack put up. We have to repair our evaporator. Like that right there, that ugly eyesore is our old sugar shack. And I've been sick and tired of repairing it every year by wrapping new tarps around it. It's just, we run some really expensive equipment out there, and it's just, it's too hard to, like, as soon as syrup season is done, we're jumping into hay season. So it's really hard to be able to, like, bring all that stuff back in, get it washed and taken care of right away. So it always ends up getting soaked in rain. And you don't want your expensive equipment getting soaked in rain. So ideally it needs to be under proper cover and taken care of and have a storage spot. It's all in the shipping container right now. But yeah, we still have to figure out, where do we put a sugar shack? You know, there's so many things that just stack up. We got to figure out where we're going to put it. How are we going to make it? What's it going to be powered by? I think we'll probably do solar and wind, just because it's a little bit easier. It doesn't require a whole lot of power. So I think having something like that set up will just make sense for it. We also have to go back through the woods and redesign our entire vacuum system. So we run maple syrup lines through the woods, which, holy cow, is so much less work than having to dump tons of 5-gallon buckets. I mean, every day, like just me out there dumping like 200 buckets is insane on top of everything else that I'm trying to do. It just doesn't work. So, by having it all come out into the sap tank, you just drive up to the sap tank, suck it out into a, I don't have any around here to show you, 275-gallon tote, bring it back in and cook it down. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to go, but it still requires a lot of thought into how your system through the woods is going to run so that the sap comes out and doesn't just sit in your lines. Hey, Gord, how you doing? Have a second shot. How did I get into syrup making? Maple syrup, if maple syrup season for us usually starts like the end of February. So don't tune on that, kid. For us, we start setting up like December is when we start shopping for stuff, getting things planned out, checking our equipment. And then we go into top the trees about mid to late February, and it runs all the way through the first or second week of April for us. Our woods stay really cold. They take longer to thaw out, and they stay cold longer than everyone else around us. I don't know why. It's just how it is. What they do, just like our hay ground produces some great tasting hay, our trees out there produce some really great tasting syrup. And not all syrups are created equally. Depending on the ground it grows in, the trees, it can have a completely different mineral content than, say, someone else's who grows in swampland. So, yeah. As far as how we got into it, Eric tapped trees when he was a kid for fun. And when we moved out here the first year, Eric's like, hey, we have some big maple trees. Let's go stick some spigots in them and cook it down. And so we did, and we ended up with a 55-gallon barrel that we cooked down. We actually cut a metal barrel in half, and it was painted on the inside. Oh, the video chat comments. And so we just dumped the syrup, the sap, into the 55-gallon barrel and lit a fire underneath it and cooked it for, shoot, at least 12, maybe 18 hours. And all that paint inside, yeah, that burned off and went into the syrup. So that was pretty much toxic syrup, but it still was like the best thing we'd ever tasted. So after that, we just gradually improved the process, researched online, and have just been kind of building it up ever since. Apples, yeah, apples season isn't until like September. And I'm losing my voice. Well, I take that back. Some apples I think do come earlier, like I don't know when the early ones come, but typically September's normal apple season. Cherry season is going on right now. And I know that because we just drove past a massive cherry orchard. Yeah, Eric wants a combine for the corn that we don't grow. The Cummins without do your power choke any day. Power stroke. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a 7.3, so I don't know. I drove Eric's car pulling the fertilizer spreader cart full of fertilizer, and it seemed like a struggle. So that's why I'm going to say that I think my truck could probably outpull his truck. Now, speed-wise, his truck will outdo mine. He could. It's a speed demon, but I don't know. See, he tried to pull out the tractor. No, he tried to pull out the dump truck when the manure spreader guy, the manure guy came to dump manure, and he got stuck in the hayfield. Eric tried to pull him out with the truck, and it did not work. Unfortunately, my battery on my camera, on my phone was dead, and the camera was in the tractor, which was beyond the field, so I couldn't record his classic fail trying to pull out the... Carl, stop! Trying to pull out the truck. Hey, that's the neighbor. Hey, Northern Living, how you doing? Smoother hydraulics. Yeah, they are smoother. How's hay season going? Well, it is rough. It is definitely rough. Hay season was rough. So we've got some, yeah, I mean, everything about hay season has just been like edge of your seat. Like we just planted some more seed for the second time and still was edge of your seat. Like, I hope we get rain. And, you know, if you don't get rain, you don't get grass growing, you don't get seed sprouting, so all of that stuff. Let's see. It's a power choke. Oh, okay. What are you doing? Elderberries and mulberries and make some pies. Yep. You know, I've never harvested the mulberries or all the berries off those trees. I keep thinking I'm gonna clip the branches and sprout some new plants and plant them all over. But Cummins is now made in China. Probably so. How are the trees up the driveway doing? I would show you, but I'll probably lose service because, like, once you leave this area right here, it just drops. The driveway is like a dead zone, and then you got to come all the way out to about right over here, and then it picks back up. The trees are kind of struggling. I think they need some nitrogen, so I picked up some nitrogen for them. Hi, puppers. Hi, puppers. You want to eat my cord? So I'm going to put that down and see if that helps them. That's what the guys at the feed mill were telling me. So yes, we'll give it a shot and see. Coyote 40 horse about 6 years ago. Oh, there you go. Yep, see, you got to move up in the tractors. I know Eric's on here. Have you done any donuts lately? I haven't. Well, you know, if I wasn't in such a rush with planning my field, I probably would have tried to, but honestly, I can't because the battery's dead in the truck and we have to go to Costco to get new ones, which hasn't happened. So I don't think I'm even going to pull the truck out of storage this year. It's just, I don't really go anywhere. So unless I manage to get the horse trailer, put together and need to haul my horses, I'm be like, hey, we need to go get some batteries so I can haul those horses out. I'll keep both of them since the 40 horse is a beast for its size. Yeah, I know Coyote makes a good tractor too. They've got some power behind them. I was reading online though, they tend to have a lot of breakdowns with engine issues and electrical issues. So definitely keep up on that. I know there is a Coyote forum where people were talking about different things that they were having with them. Because we were actually looking at Coyote for a long time because I talked to the sales rep at one of the farm shows like last year, and looking at them, we were really impressed with what they had on them. But when you read about them online, there's just a little bit more issues involved. I'm glad you haven't had any yet. I'm just saying, and that tends to be the smaller tractors tend to have more issues. It's just, I don't know, they build them for a lot of power and they just can't always make that all across the board. Oh, bye, Gord. Thanks for stopping by. Mom grew up in the same area I'm living in, so your land. So I know what your land is like from a retired farmer in Sparta. Well, the land out here is kind of all over the place as far as like, what grows here. The topography is pretty much the same. Bye, Ian. But yeah, so like our property is much different from all of our neighbors. Our neighbors are all sand and we're pretty much pure clay, except for a few areas that are sands. Clay is good for growing grass, sand not so much. Clay does tend to pack in hard and it can be tough to get nutrients into sometimes, but it's at least more manageable than sand. Sales rep won't tell you they sell junk. You're a Kubota man all the way. No green ugly tractor allowed on my farm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Really? I'm reading Mike Goodman's comment about the slow-moving signs. Yeah, we usually do have, that's required by law in Michigan to have them on the back anyway, but honestly, if someone's seriously blaming somebody about not having a sign, that seems pretty rough. We have thought about pounding a well for watering the fields. We have. That was one of the things that we were considering. So I think from what everyone was saying, to dig a big holding pond for the water would be the best way to go. So we do have the backhoe on the TYM, and it's not gonna be hard to hit a dry season right now. That's the time to do it, is during the drought season, is to build a nice big holding spot for water. Yeah, so we'll have to think. We're still researching different ways of getting water up into the fields. You guys have given us a couple options. Eric's looked at a couple. There's just a lot of things to try to sort through. between like syrup season, looking at new lands, new fields to acquire, and of course, potentially watering the fields. So it's like, do we water the fields or do we get more land? Hey, quit harassing the cat, Didey. So it's just always like weighing out the pros and cons, the cost of it. Yeah, obviously, if you pick up more land and you're in a drought, you're still gonna be farming that drought-stricken land. So I don't know. You probably shop before you bought a new tractor, dig a water hole. Yeah, that's what we're kind of debating about. Wow, that's a lot of miles. Do some rain dances. Kayla White Korzik did a rain dance the other day, and she sent me some rain, so I appreciate that. We had looked into logging it, but the loggers don't pay anything for the logs. We'd actually make more money in firewood than we would for selling the logs, because we had 3 different loggers out. They all price quoted us, and it was like not worth it at all. So I think if we logged it, it would be for our own benefit to use the wood ourselves, and we get a sawmill and cut it out. Yeah. Oh, well, nice to meet you, Stolen Willow Farm. Are we getting more cows? The answer is I hope so. It's I haven't even tried looking. Eric, have you looked at cows in a while online? I haven't even thought to look. Obviously with the meat shortage, people out here in Michigan buy up cows as fast as they can find them. Everything. So we'd like to get some. Oh shoot! It was a breed that a lot of you guys recommended. Herefords. A lot of you guys recommended Herefords because they're very mellow, nice, friendly breeds. They do well on grass, and they make good meat. So the meat that we're actually eating right now, we bought from a local farm, and they are Herefords. And it is so good. Definitely great. So we're going to try and work out a deal where we can buy a couple of their calves this fall and maybe start producing our own. We don't want to get massive quantities of cows because for us, our money's on hay. All of our equipment's in hay. If we have cows on pasture, that's less land we can make into hay. We also have to feed them our hay. So, we're open to getting cattle for ourselves, just to eat for ourselves. I don't think we'll buy them to sell to other people. I would like to do more meat chickens to sell to people, but that gets tricky because, you kind of have to work around the laws in Michigan where you have to go through USDA certification to sell them to people. Unless you sell them before they're butchered, then you can tack the butchering on as a free service. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we might look into doing that. I don't know. Enough for freezer meat. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, we do need to click the like button. Old chemical spray in your 10-acre field when it's dry. Oh, so you use that to water it? We had thought about doing that too because we actually, I don't know how many gallons it is. Right there. That little guy right there. We've done fertilizer, liquid fertilizer with him. We've done weed sprayer. I think usually I just do the foliar fertilizer with him. I try not to put weed killer in anything I'm going to use for fertilizer too. Just because. Hey, Dr. Lee, happy Father's Day. Wow, nice to see you. I hope you had a good time. I'm sure you smoked something delicious on the grill. My dad made brisket today, so I was thinking of you when I was eating it because I think you had brisket not too long ago. Crazy kids. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Thought this thing would pop up. Okay. Well, take care, Dr. Lee. Smoked chicken. Was it pulled chicken or was it just smoked chicken? I've done smoked chicken on my barrel house cooker, and that was fantastic. Rooster is good smoked. Rooster's not good on most things, but if you slow cook it on a smoker, it comes out really good. But smoked chicken sounds delicious too. Actually, oh my gosh, you just reminded me. I pulled out a chicken and I left it on my porch. I'm sure the cats would have that eaten by the next morning, so I should probably move that into the house. Oops. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing trying to sell cattle to other people for freezer meat, I'm sure. And even Facebook, you can't put ads up for that stuff anymore. So it was actually through an ad that they had posted. And I was thankful for that ad because I bought that stuff right up. Just smoked really good. Yum. All right, Dr. Lee, have a good night. Good to see you.
50-gallon plastic barrels. 300-gallon trailer that you use for watering and spraying. So how much area do you spray with it for watering then? Is it like a garden or would it be like a hay field? Smoked crawdads. Interesting. Do you follow other farmers' YouTube channels? Yeah, usually I do. I've heard of Laura Farms. I don't think I've watched any of her stuff yet. It's hard these days to get much time to watch any YouTube videos, so I try to, keep up with some of my friends and just, show them support. It's hard these days just to keep track of all the new ones coming on. Manure and water would be better for your apple trees the first couple of years. Yeah. Yep, so we did put the manure in the hole with the trees and on top of it. And then I bought some more nitrogen. I think it's 12, 12, 12 is what they sold me. So they told me to punch some holes just outside the canopy of the trees and then sprinkle the fertilizer nuggets down in there, and that would do it, I guess. 3,000-gallon water truck with flotation tires on it. I looked at hiring a water truck, and you would not believe, I think it was going to be like, it's like $3,000 to $6,000 to hire a water truck to come out and make use of their water. I was like, good gravy, there's no way I can afford that. Be cheaper just drilling a well. Yeah, Greg Judy, regenerative rancher, sold 16 cattle for the price of 100 to a lot. Yeah, we've watched a couple of Greg Judy's videos. Your ranch is 250 acres. That's pretty good size. Spending habits that makes marketing meat for freezers difficult. Yeah, it could be. How is hunting going, or is it out of season, except for roadkill? Well, it's out of season for roadkill right now, too, because it's so warm, so it pretty much is going to be full of maggots by the time you find it. Oh, yeah, just make, that's funny, because I watched that the other day, too, because I'm going through clipping old videos together, and I realized, like, it didn't look like anything in the video. Like, I'm looking at that, I'm like, gosh, that looks like nothing. No wonder people are complaining that I'm a crybaby. I get so much flack over that. But, like, literally, it was so close. Like, it had split down to the bone, it sliced all my nerves, and I was convinced that I was gonna lose my thumb because it was like right there. But you can't really tell in the video, and that's like I have a really high pain tolerance, and I was like ready to pass out. So it was bad. Make yourself want to be cheaper to buy. Maybe go with a smaller animal like goat burgers. We thought about getting goats for meat. That's an idea. Goats are actually becoming really popular out here, both for meat and for, 4-H and stuff like that. But they're also really expensive now too. Let's see. Oh, the neighbors are burning something that's killing me now. Yeah, right. Do I hay? Yep. 3,800 an acre for farmland sounds reasonable. Fruit farmers west of you are paying much more. Well, I know that the fruit farmers, like, their land is very high dollar, because they have a specific niche area that they want to go in because of the way the air currents flow through there and how profitable the soil is too. So it's a battle between the corn growers and the fruit farmers over that land out there. When I did that auction video about the older couple that was selling off most of their land, from what I heard, the land actually sold really cheap for what it was worth. And there were other places like they couldn't even give houses away that were on the property because nobody wanted them. They just wanted the land. So, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, people are paying ridiculous prices out here for lands. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get going, guys, before I totally lose my voice, and gotta go in and see what Eric wants to do. We're gonna stop in and say hi to his family out yonder, out in Sparta, Tucky. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. Again, happy Father's Day, and hopefully I'll have another video coming out in a couple of days, depending on how much time I can get to working on it without interruptions.
So anyway, and I will keep you posted on the cabin. The next video coming out will be the channel trailer. And then we're going to be doing repairing equipment, the new animals that we got, and hay season all around. So, oops, everything disappeared again. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys, again, and I hope you have a great night. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.